22! 22! Church on Sundays! Yay! So Lex, church on Sundays 22. Are you? Hey, how are you? On church on Sunday 22. Oh! Yeah! Okay, so this is a continuation from the last one. And I was feeling a little touched. Feeling a little touched because it's a little personal. It's a little personal, you see, it's a little personal. And that's about that spiritual voice that's inside. And the reason why I got so touched is because children, right? And children are, boy, they are perfect for this. Things I'm talking about, you see? The things I'm talking about. Because their minds aren't so zoomed with everything out there. Like adults get, and then people like adults get and they get in the way, and they're in control and I don't believe in God and blah, and you get in the way with all your whatever stuff, right? A bunch of stuff, because the children, people think, we'll take the kids to church and go to Sunday school and learn about all the stories about the children and all about the Bible stories. That's all well and good. And there's a place for it, of course. But the thing that, the greatest thing that needs to be taught is about relationship, because that's what it's about. It's about relationship. It's about relationship. It needs to be taught. Children need to be taught about that they can turn to God in a relationship. And that subject, I think, is probably huge, and I'm going to get to that. Maybe do a little bit of a series on that because there's a lot there. And so I just want to touch on this a little bit, for the children, because it's near and dear to my heart, because I got me a couple right now, and I want some more. I hope so someday. Yeah, got to find another lady. Oh, yeah. Not some children. And, working with my son and telling him about his spiritual voice. And he knows it's there because it's happened. He's listened. It happens with everybody. It's speaking. It's always there. Whether you want to realize it or not, it's there. It's just that you're not listening. That's probably the biggest part of the aspect of it is you're not listening. The voice is always there saying, don't do this, don't go there, get this, don't get that. Whatever the situations are in your life, you understand me? Whatever the situations are in your life, the voice is always there. It's just that your ability to the fact of the matter is you're not listening. And you're not necessarily doing it out of defiance, but again, what's going to help you is getting on that highway to God. What I talked about in some of them other videos a little while back. Like I said again, select Church on Sundays 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through them all because it's a succession. Lots of things. So thank you for watching. Thank you. I'm grateful. Yeah. But back to where we're at in the spiritual voice, because our children are exposed to some dangers in this world. We know about the school shootings, right? And there just happened to be some girl that decided that she was going to go to school one day, and she, story got out somehow. They always do. The warning signs are always there before they happen. They're always there before they happen. It's like blatant, bang, danger, bang. So knowing that our kids are exposed to things, knowing that my son and my kid and I got a daughter, that they're exposed to these things, I've told them about your spiritual voice, and when a school shooting would happen, I said, you can very well see how critical and important it is for you to listen in times where there may be some sort of something going on with you where it's greatly important that you listen. Because, like the parking lot incidents that I was talking about with you, and there was another kind of traffic incident too, and, and then when you see these school shootings go on, and you're like, as a parent, you get a little worried. So it's like, you tell them about your, you got, dude, you got your spiritual voice in time inside, and it's there in time for when you need it in time, and it's there. You just got to be listening. And see, with kids, it's a lot easier because those voices come there. And my daughter, I got to get this and show you this. What the messages that she has got, where a voice speaks like a marquee going across the chalkboard, or let's just call, since we've evolved to a black computer screen, and the marquee that goes across, she's had the same experience too. And I've told you, that's your spiritual voice. I mean, when you can get a child and tell and show them, be able to do that, I mean, that is so powerful, because that, in essence, right there, will give you a little piece as a parent. Right? Give you a little peace knowing that could be the thing that could save your child's life, right? Right? But then the next step on that is having faith. And I think that that's one of the most difficult things that people face in this world and are taken to task with, is having faith. Having faith in that spiritual voice that's speaking, listening to it, and knowing that that's what you need to listen to. Just like all those little stories that I told you about, the car wash, the Home Depot, the Vitamin Cottage, when I was buying the TVs, and and I got even another little frivolous one. I'll just go, actually a couple of them. Here's another one. Okay, so I used to do deliveries for a group of stores in the Denver metro area. I used to do furniture deliveries for them, and I'd been working on my voice, too, and sometimes when the voice says something, it's so blatant, obvious that you like, wait, hold on a second, and you bring a little pause to a situation. So like one time I get off the highway at I-25, and I think it was Colorado Boulevard, and this was years ago when that off ramp hadn't been developed and changed like it is right now. So I get off this highway, I get off the highway, and I'm sitting at the light, right? And I sit at the light, and the light turns green, and I look in my rearview mirror, and here comes this car, and this car's coming up at a kind of a little bit of a good clip, and I really didn't know, what was going on with her, and I go right, and I go to turn, and voice, hold on, and so I like, boom, I hit the brake, I look back, and this lady just kept on going, and she hit the brake, she's like, boom, right into a probably one of those great big round, it was like a light pole kind of thing, like a traffic light pole, those big round metal ones. She just, I go, and I boom, and I stop, and I watch her out of the corner of my eye, and she goes, boom, right into that thing, and I'm like, you have these moments where these things happen, and it just stuns you, it's like, you're so grateful and you're so humble in those moments that, that you just, you're at a loss for words, because what would have happened if I would have just kept on going? T-bone me right in the side, probably, who knows, jacked up my truck so I couldn't do deliveries anymore, obviously. Who knows what kind of injuries I would have sustained. So in the world that we live in today, especially, and for my kids, this is just another, important reason to become spiritually connected, okay? Because life on our planet isn't getting any more peaceful. It just seems like it's, the spiritual, we live in a spiritual warfare. The spiritual forces are at work that are trying, there's trying to, there's the ones that are pushing for destruction and one world government, one world government destruction, and put everything else, and, and then there's the other forces that are fighting back, and I mean, there's just so much stuff that's going on in our world. We're in a spiritual warfare, big time. And so, it's more important now than ever that we come together as one. Yes, friends. I said friends. Why can't we all just call him God and go to church on Sundays? The next one. 23. Yeah.